and welcome to my channel. I am Andrea and this is Beyond the Pink Door. So again, welcome to all my new subscribers. It's lovely to have you along. This is my weekly sewing vlog where I'm going to give you a little catch up on what I've been sewing this week, what I've been up to and what my plans are for next week. And it is also like a little catch up on what's been going on in my shop as well. So my shop is beyondthepinkdoor.com. All the links to everything I talk about in the video, fingers crossed, are in the description box, which is just below. So we've had a very busy week in the shop this week. We've finally caught up on shipping out all of our orders that came in this week, and thank you all very much, and over the Christmas break as well. And yeah, thank you so much to everybody who has commented on last week's sewing vlog, which was the first one back. And I forgot to mention last week about the live we did the previous week where we did the quiz. That was so much fun. We thoroughly enjoyed that. And we are going to be back this Sunday, which is tomorrow, for our next live sewing chat on YouTube. So I'm going to schedule that in today, so hopefully you can join us for that. And yeah, we've had a really busy week shipping out orders, which was super. I've had a busy week sewing as well. I have been trying to get myself into a little routine of work and then sewing in the evenings. So I have done a few things this week. I have been working on Cerys's red coat, which is just there behind, so I'm going to tell you all about that now in a minute. And it was also my niece's 8th birthday this week as well. And you know, to be perfectly honest, I generally forget her birthday. Only for Facebook memories comes up with a picture which was taken on the day she was born. I forget it every year and I feel so bad every year, but I was actually prepared this year because I bought a lovely pattern in the Black Friday sales so that I would make her some sweatshirts for her birthday. Now, I have to be honest, I made them on the day of her birthday after the Facebook memory reminded me. So I know I've spoken about this pattern a few times. It's the Misusu patterns and it's the Flex Raglan sweatshirt. So that's it there, and you can see in the line drawings there that it is brilliant for using up scraps of fabrics. So I love making sweatshirts for myself and Cerys, and I have so many fabrics left over. So during the week I traced out the size 8 to 9 and made her 2 sweatshirts. I had pieces left over of both of these fabrics. And I'll pop up a picture here of the finished sweatshirt because obviously she has it. She put it straight on. She absolutely loved it. She's an 8-year-old who loves getting clothes and actually loves getting clothes that are made for her, so it's great. And I also made her another one in these 2 offcuts, and she loved these because they were fluffy on the inside. And yeah, that made her really, really happy. Now, she's a child who hates when you have to pull something over her head. So if it's tight going over her crown, she just won't wear it. And it's just one of those little things, and I know it, so I always make her neckbands that little bit bigger. And the only other alteration I made to the sweatshirt is I made her the dipped hem one, because I do love a dippy hem. So it goes up at the front and down at the back. And when I put the pattern pieces of the band up to the front, there was a huge difference between them. So I'm assuming it's meant to kind of cocoon the end of the sweatshirt. And I didn't want it to be like that. So I just extended out the 2 bands for the front and the back. I also didn't put the pockets on it because I will insert pictures of this one actually. I used this fabric on the front and the pink on the sleeves, and I just didn't want to cover it over, so I made them quite simple. And I've got another bundle of fabrics here that I'm going to do a little bit of batch cutting out today because these are all sitting there in my stash and they're going to make some lovely sweatshirts. So I'm wearing my toaster sweater today and it's perfect for today, and you know, it actually couldn't be more aptly named because it is so toasty and I love it. So I've just cut Cerys out one of them because she loves them as well, and they're just such a lovely fit. So they have the band on the bottom here and the funnel collar, and yeah, they're so cozy. So I've cut Cerys out another one, and Cerys, I cut out the extra small size for Cerys, and I had a metre of a remnant, and I cut it out of a metre. So I filmed the cutting out on the floor here before I started the video, just so you can see that it is possible to cut the extra small, no problem, out of a metre. So I know a lot of us would have loads of cut-offs of sweatshirting, and it's amazing what you can actually put together from your stash. So yeah, so I'll pop that video in next so that you can see how I cut it out. And I forgot to show this the last day as well. This is a cup that Cerys bought me for Christmas, and I know a few people spotted it here by my sewing machine in my last video, and I just love it. She does exactly what I like, so I love the little legs on it. It's just the cutest little thing. Now I do find, because it's actually quite wide brimmed at the top, that you have to drink the coffee quite fast or it gets cold. So love this little cup. It's the little small things that make me so happy. So I'm just going to show you the progress of Cerys's coat. So here it is. I'm actually really pleased with how it's coming along, and it's actually fitting her really nicely. We've had a few try-ons. Now she keeps coming up to see how I'm getting on with it. So I've got shoulder pads in, I've got wadding in here at the top for the sleeve. I've actually finished off the cuff, and I have all the lining on the inside of it, so I'm really loving the lining. And the only thing I have to do now is actually the hem of it and put the buttons and buttonholes in it. So I'm just going to show you the inside of the shoulder, because I think on a coat it's really important to get a good shaped shoulder. She was very surprised I was putting in shoulder pads and everything, but you need them to have a nice structured shoulder. So this is it on the inside so far. So we're really loving the lining. I had thought about putting a shiny lining into the sleeve to make it easier, but we tried it on and she has no problem in getting her arm into the sleeve. It's not getting stuck, and it's just a viscose fabric, and it actually makes the coat so cozy inside. So I'll just turn this inside out and you can see. So I cut a little bit of wadding that I had, and I have it sewn there just along the sleeve top, and I've just trimmed it off at an angle. So I trimmed it off to the point where it's actually going in nice and flat and there's no little fold over there. And then here's the shoulder pads, and I just have them tacked in a few spots, and I've done it quite loosely so that on the outside there's no little pulls where I've done the tacking. So I'm really pleased with how this is coming on. I'm going to have another session at it today. So what I've done really during the week is I've come up, done a little bit, closed the door, gone away, done another little bit. I've made the sweatshirts for my niece in the meantime, which I have to say I've thoroughly enjoyed. So if you have any small children in the family or you've loads of scraps left over, that is an ideal sweatshirt to make. So yeah, really happy with how the coat is coming on. So in the next vlog I should have it finished to show you. And Cerys is actually feeling very optimistic that she's going to have a coat to wear very soon rather than next winter. So yeah, that's been great. Very, very enjoyable. And lovely to be able to sneak in a little sweatshirt in the middle of it as well, just to have a little simple make. And I've also been doing a little bit of knitting in the evenings, which is really so enjoyable as well, to actually sit down, pick up the knitting, do another little piece. I'm just basically finishing a cardigan that I started many years ago when I was in the throes of knitting. So I'm going to finish that before I start another project, which is very unlike me because I do tend to have a few knitting projects on the go at the same time. So I think it's great to be able to do something creative and constructive in the evenings and just take my mind away from sewing. So I am splitting up my evenings now between the coat, a little bit of sewing, or the evening that I just want to sit down, watch Netflix. And I finished The Queen's Gambit during the week. I so enjoyed that. So I haven't started on any new Netflix series yet. I do have a few. I've had some great suggestions. Thanks very much to everybody. And then my course started as well this week. So I'm doing a business course via Zoom, and it's on 2 Thursday mornings of every month, and we started back this week. It was a bit of a shock, I have to say. It felt very soon after Christmas and New Year to get straight back into it this week, but you know, it actually was the best thing yet. And I want to tell you just about one of the ladies who is on the course with me, and she is an Irish artist. And I think what she's doing at the moment might be something that other sewers might be interested in as well. She's obviously an artist. She does sketch-alongs. So I thought this was brilliant because I thought us in the sewing community do our sew-alongs. And I thought, a sketch-along, that's amazing, that's brilliant. So I will link her Instagram in the box below, and she's really active on Instagram, so she does great stories and great chats and everything, and shows you where she's living. And I think the way everybody enjoyed my Vlogmas, you might actually enjoy hers as well. It's really good. So she lives in the same county as me, but I've never met her. And hopefully after, you know, please God, everything goes back to some sort of normality, we will meet, because we chat a good bit. So what she does is she does a live Instagram chat on a Friday and a Sunday at 6 o'clock, and she's actually thinking about moving that chat to YouTube. So when she does, I will update you on the progress. So she does her little chat, so you can tune in on a Friday and a Sunday evening, and then she'll tell you all about what she's going to do in depth in her sketch-alongs. So I've tuned in a few times, and I've really enjoyed watching her sketching in the lives, and I've enjoyed listening to her chatting, and yeah, just something different. So if you want to, if you are interested in sketching and drawing and painting, and I know a lot of people who sew totally are as well, I think this would be a great thing to do as well. It'd be lovely. So if you have any ambitions or any resolutions to do something different this year, maybe something like that would be really good. And she sews as well, so we've loads in common. And I think there's a great lap over between people who are creative. So sewing and sketching and knitting, and like, we're really so lucky with so many different things that we can do. So yeah, I'm very excited about doing some sewing today. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that bit of batch cutting, because I found the batch cutting I did before Christmas was great. So it's just so lovely to have a little pile of simple makes. So if I feel like sewing some evening and I actually don't feel like doing, or I don't feel like my brain is able for doing something more involved, I can pop up and just pick up a sweatshirt and do a little bit on it. Or they're actually quite easy and quite quick to run up. So if anybody has any other suggestions of clothes for an 8-year-old that might be nice to whip up from some remnants and some cut-offs and some just from leftovers of other things, that would be great as well. My niece loves her skirts, and she loves her dresses and things as well. And so yeah, I have so many fabrics just sitting there now that need to be made into something, and they're just too small to make into something for me or Cerys. But yeah, I actually feel like that sweatshirt is a great thing to just pick up and cut out. So it's very cold today, and the dogs actually love being outside in the cold. So they're outside now and they're having a sniff around to see what happened and what's going on and what new smells are around. And I'm going to go and bring them in before they get too chilled. I would love to go for a walk today, but the roads are actually very, very slippery around here at the moment, and I just wouldn't try it. And I can't go to the park at the moment because in our restrictions we can't exercise any further than a 5 kilometre radius, and the people who run the park have actually closed the gates on it at the moment. So basically if you have to drive to the park, then you're basically driving outside of your 5 kilometres. So it's only people who are very local that can walk in through the pedestrian entrance. So yeah, and it's funny, it's really funny because it's just when you can't do something, I think that's when you really, really want to do something. So yeah, I think I'll go for just like a little walk around the garden, and yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you maybe in the live broadcast tomorrow on YouTube, or I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.